Hey guys, today I am reacting to Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada's divided province. And if you could subscribe to this channel and like this video before we begin, that would really be helpful. And yeah, let's get into it. Should be interesting.
Canada is the second largest country in the world, and like other countries,
After
it is
Russia.
broken up into subdivisions. In this case, 10 provinces and 3 territories. The easternmost province of Canada, or the closest one to Ireland, is Newfoundland and Labrador. Yes, I said that right, Newfoundland and Labrador. This is made up of the island of Newfoundland and the much larger continental region of Labrador to its northwest. The two regions aren't even connected to each other, with the 20-kilometre wide Strait of Belle Isle dividing them. So how is this province made up of two separate regions? Why did it only join Canada in 1949? And what is being done to connect Newfoundland with Labrador? Labrador is the sixth smallest province of Canada, at around 400,000 square kilometres in area. By population, it is the second smallest, with around 520,000 inhabitants, or less than County Cork or Luxembourg. The continental region of Labrador makes up 71% of the province's land area, but is home to only 6% of its population.
The climate is not as good there compared to the southeastern parts of Newfoundland. Newfoundland, I think. Yeah, I think Newfoundland in the southeast has a really good climate, like an oceanic climate, so it's always like a nice temperature throughout all the seasons.
The majority live on the 109,000 square kilometre island of Newfoundland, and over half of these people live on the Avalon Peninsula in the southeast of the island.
Best climate there, pretty much. As you go more north, it gets way more cold.
Where the capital and largest city of Newfoundland and Labrador, St. John's, is found. The next three largest urban areas are dotted around the island of Newfoundland. These are Corner Brook, Grand Falls Windsor, and Gander, which is famed for Gander International Airport, once one of the largest and most important in the world. Today, St. John's International Airport is the busiest in the province, with flights to the UK, USA, Mexico, and many other locations within Canada. The largest city in Labrador is the fifth largest in the province, Labrador City, which is home to less than 8,000 people. Roads connect the major cities in the province, while the last railways in Newfoundland were closed in the late 1980s. The majority of people in Newfoundland and Labrador speak English, though unique varieties of French and even Irish were found here before. Some indigenous languages are also spoken in parts of Labrador. The south of Newfoundland
I wish you would elaborate a bit more on those indigenous languages.
has a cool maritime climate similar to Ireland. The further north you go, the colder it gets, as you find yourself passing through the subarctic climates up to the tundra of northern Labrador. So that's the brief introduction to Newfoundland and Labrador. So why is the province made up of Newfoundland and Labrador? Like many geographic anomalies, the reason is the British Empire. The British settled the island of Newfoundland while the French colonised Quebec. 2 points of contention between these two powers was the ownership of Newfoundland and the Labrador Peninsula. The English first attempted to formally settle the area in the early 17th century, but France also had a claim due to a Basque fishing settlement. At the Treaty of Utrecht in 1713, France recognised British ownership over Newfoundland. In 1763, after the 7 Years' War, New France was given to Britain, while St. Pierre and Miquelon was kept by France. However, in 1809, the British Imperial government detached Labrador from Lower Canada and gave it to the Newfoundland colony. I couldn't find a definite reason why they did this. It was something to do with fishing. The exact border between Labrador and Quebec was never officially set, giving birth to a border dispute on the Labrador Peninsula. Canada argued that Newfoundland only owned the coastal areas, while Newfoundland claimed up to its coastal watershed. By now, both Canada and Newfoundland were semi-independent dominions within the British Empire. The matter was taken to London, where the border was decided, following the coastal watershed and the 52nd parallel north. The Quebec government within Canada never formally accepted this. The Great Depression caused the Dominion of Newfoundland to give up its independence. Newfoundland recovered after the war, and now its people had a choice: to remain a colony of Britain, to regain independence, or to join neighbouring Canada. Both
But I heard that at the time joining the US was a popular idea, or somewhat popular, but the British kind of made sure it was not in the polls, so you could not vote on it.
Canada and Britain favoured the latter option, and in 1948, after 2 referendums, the population of Newfoundland voted to join Canada. Some of the reasons for this choice included having economic stability and the social benefits of living in Canada. In the second referendum, 52.3% voted for Confederation with Canada, so at midnight on March the 31st, 1949, Newfoundland officially joined Canada. It became the country's 10th province and is the newest to this day. Finally, the name of Newfoundland was changed
Yeah, it was independent for a while. It was an independent country.
to Newfoundland and Labrador in 2001. Newfoundland is not connected by any fixed link to Labrador or the rest of Canada, though there have been many ideas to connect the largest landmass outside of the Arctic Islands to the mainland across the Strait of Belle Isle. It's very unlikely that we'll see it anytime soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've any ideas for future videos, put them in the comment section below. Subscribe for more on Ireland, Europe and the world.
Alright, that was an interesting video. If you enjoyed my reaction, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's check out some of the comments. Yeah. Didn't expect this video to suddenly get so many views. I guess YouTube works in mysterious ways. I've been to Labrador. They have some of the nicest black flies I ever met, probably. Today, St. John's International Airport is the busiest in the province. Says this whilst showing a picture of an empty airport. Only 1.5 million passengers in 2017. Being the busiest doesn't mean that it's busy. Being from Ireland, I'm surprised you didn't speak more to the dominant Irish culture. Okay, dominant Irish culture and heritage here in Newfoundland. Though it is far more traditional than contemporary Ireland, the dialect spoken here is similar to older forms of Irish dialect. I did consider speaking more about it, but it wasn't the focus of the video. Yeah. Interesting. Spare us the myth of Newfoundland equals Irish. It's bananas. It's probably the closest thing to Ireland that isn't literally Ireland. Irish get pissed when you mention Irish Connection, and some Irish get pissed you don't mention Irish Connection. Best not to mention it all. Yeah. Honestly, it's the most forgotten province. I live there. I live in Newfoundland, but I've never been to Labrador. Yet I'm a resident of Newfoundland and Labrador. Figure that one out. I really want to go someday. Yeah, Labrador is much less populated. Also, the climate's not as good there. You missed one thing we in Labrador are super proud of. We do, in fact, still have a rail line. It's the only one still operating in the province and is recognized as Canada's third independent line, the QNS and L Rail Company. That's cool. Rail is awesome. Rail should be more common, yeah, especially throughout North America and Canada. Even the US needs more rail, I think. Large numbers of Newfoundland fishermen would go to fish in Labrador in the summer. It was essentially a summer work camp. Some of my ancestors lived in the island portion of Newfoundland and would go to Labrador in the summers to fish and process the catch. Great video and nice summary of the province. In case you are wondering, the main reason for Labrador being paired with Newfoundland is that after the 7 Years' War, Newfoundland was awarded the coast of Labrador as it was an important part of the Newfoundland fishery. The inland border was in dispute with Quebec until 1927, when a court ruled in favor of the borders that are in place today. Well, most people don't even live in Labrador, huh? Sure. Happy Valley Goose Bay is the largest town in Labrador. Great stuff, thanks. I had to laugh though. Just last week I started writing a script on Newfoundland and why it isn't an independent country, but instead went from British Dominion to Canadian province. Such an interesting case. Might have to put it on hold now. The island also has its own half-hour time zone and is home to places like Deception Bay, Spread Eagle, and Dildo. Damn. Labrador City isn't an actual city, and Happy Valley Goose Bay is bigger than Lab City by almost 1,000 people. As a Newfoundlander, I can say well done, sir. Hey. This was pretty cool though, enjoyed it. If you enjoyed my reaction, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.